And welcome to the super fun, awesome, happy time pedal and I guess plugin show today. I'm looking at this today. This is Rig Player in TH-U, Overloud TH-U. Now, I did a video, kind of like a first impressions overview kind of video a little while ago, which you can watch here. And a few people pointed it out in the comments that I completely missed out on checking out this Rig Player, which is sort of one of the what a lot of people consider best features in TH-U. So what is Rig Player? Rig Player is basically like you can think of it like a profiler kind of thing within the plugin. So as far as I know, you can't do your own profiles. It's all their profiles, but you can try them all out for free. There's this try rigs button down the bottom here, which you can it takes you to the website, and then you can try out all their rigs, and then you can buy them. And I thought I'll have a quick look at some of them today because they are really, really good actually. So what I'm doing is I've got this guitar for today, just because there's a few sort of higher distortion sounds, and I thought let's go something authentically LP style. So this is a 1978 Greco, possibly an EG500. I did a video about that guitar here. It's got two Fishman Fluence classic humbuckers in it, and big thank you to the awesome people at Fishman, Ken Susie, for sending these pickups to me. All right, now I'm using the guitar via green cable that goes into my Audient ID44 interface, into the DI and up the front. I also did a video a little while ago, which you can watch there, and I'll link to it down below as well, where I talk about impedances and stuff like that and mismatches and why it doesn't sound sometimes the way it may sound in my videos. Because there's things like line level, mic level, instrument level, DI, all that sort of stuff. Watch that video if you want to find out more about it. So I'm going into the DI input of that Audient ID44 interface that goes straight into Logic, and with the plugin bypass, the clean, dry, direct sound sounds a little like this. It's a very meh. Okay, let's turn it on. So this is basically, if you drag the Rig Player from up here, actually let's just do that again. Let's remove. We've got an empty page, draw Rig Player in. That's sort of usually, well, now it's Overloud Custom Clean. Okay, well, whatever. Let's just go Overloud Custom Clean. That's the one, that's a preset thing. So let's see what that sounds like. It sounds pretty good, I reckon. Now you've got the black knobs, which are gain, bass, mids, treble, presence, and volume, which is the same as on any amp control. And then you have these ones up here: definition, power sag, compressor, clarity, tube shape, tube bias, direct mix, and level dB. To my ears, definition is kind of like a it tightens things up, so it gets rid of a lot of bottom end. I think it's also the signal going into that, so it kind of rolls off bottom end to tighten things up. Power sag is the thing where it kind of emulates the, driving a power amp and getting the compression from it. You also have an extra compressor on there. Clarity is almost the opposite to definition. It adds some, it adds top end. So it kind of makes things a bit brighter. Tube shape is a thing where I think you can differentiate between pushing your preamp tubes more or your power amp tubes more. Then you have tube bias, which is, I guess, the state the tubes are in and what kind of tubes they're in. Direct mix, you can add some direct signal into it, and you also have a volume level there. You can turn, most of the time when you go through presets, or pretty much every time, it goes to what they call a matched cabinet. So whatever they, I guess, profiled the amp and cabinet with. You can, however, turn the cabinet off and use different IRs if you want, or you can, by clicking these arrows, you can scroll through different ones, right? So, I mean, you can go to this PV 65 solo and it'll sound completely different. You can also turn the amp off and only use the IR. You can buy rigs, try rigs, and you can turn the power to the whole thing off. So let's have a look. So you can scroll through the different ones here. So now it goes to the HT40 Clean Boutique by Blackstar with 1x12 Celestion with a matched cabinet. But then you can also, if you click on this, it brings up this little window, which is very small for an old guy like me. Now, these are all the ones that it sort of comes with. So you've got, for example, I don't know, the PV6505 with a slanted dual mic. So in definition, if I turn it up, if I turn it down, lots of bottom end rumble, and in clarity, like it rolls off top end kind of thing, or by turning counterclockwise you add top end. Then you can make it sag more. That's more of a feel thing, I think. Yeah, it's more of a feel thing, I think. Then you have compression as well, which brings the volume up as well. Tube shade. Again, maybe more of a feel thing, and tube bite. And then you can add direct mix into it, so you can add some direct signal. Not that much, but it's there. And then you've got level. Okay, let's have a look at a few more. So there's, for example, okay, so if we go into the TH-U full thing, there's also Bogner amps. Sounds alright. Another Bogner. What else is there? Framers, clean. Oh, and you can see it's quite small. That's actually one of the only things, in my opinion, that I would change. Is you can't make the text bigger. So by making this bigger, you make this screen bigger by clicking the percentage here. But you can't make the text bigger, and it's just a bit small for me. Like, I'm old and stuff, but you know, it's a bit small for me. You also have the Slate amps. There's like a JCM 800. Plexi. And you can then, of course, still use all their other plugins. So you can, for example, run a tube screamer into that in front of it if you really want. And delays after it and everything and whatever you want to do. So that's all still, you can still do that. Use all their effects, do everything you want with it. Now let's have a look. I downloaded a couple of trial versions of things, which I thought sounded really good. So let's start off clean. So like a Bassman style. Let's go, I don't know, this one. I should also mention, so these are all the profiles, right? So you can click on the different profiles. So this is a, Fender Bassman normal bright, Brit 4x12, G12, T75 speakers, SM57 and an MD409 microphone. But they also, so you can change just the profile sound, but they also have presets that it came with. So for example, here you got a Fender Bassman and then you have these presets, right, where they add effects and stuff like that to it as well. So that one, for example, had a modified OD, bass deep, and an EVH 5153 4x12 with G12 EVH speakers in it that they might use to mic it up with. So there's some presets there too, right? But now let's go. Let's use a little bit of reverb. Why not? Let's go. I really like this one. So this is the Fried Jerry, which is, I guess, modeled after the Friedman Jerry Cantrell. Now, I never had the pleasure of playing one of the big ones, but I briefly played one of the JJ Juniors at 42 Gear Street a couple of years ago, and that was a killer amp. So this is what it sounds like. Let's go without the reverb before people will cry. I think that sounds killer! And you can, hang on, let's turn the volume down a little bit. You can turn the gain up even more. I love the note definition with the really high gain stuff. So with that as well, so if we now, there's the different profiles that were made, right? So this is 4x12 vintage 30 with like a Friedman 4x12 vintage with vintage 30s with an SM57. This is slightly different thing with an SM57. Then with an R121. Maybe less fizzy, which is actually quite nice. I like that. And then, there's all different ones with different cabinets, different settings. And again, like there's little, did I mention that before? So next to the star thing there, or whatever that is, there's a little circle. If it's red, that means it's high gain. If it's like a yellow, orangey color, it's lower gain. And if it's green, it's clean. So this is, there's a lot of profiles there. So these are green, for example. There's like a mid gain, it's like a yellow. I think that sounds really, really good. And so with this one as well, if you go into here, into the Fried Jerry, there's a bunch of presets that you get with effects. So double dirt, there's, for example, this one I think it's got 2 amps. Yeah, so we zoom out a bit. It's got 2 amps, it's got an EQ, and it's got a reverb at the end. there's, I don't know, 2 crunch, 2 different amps, but again, 2 of them. I think it sounds killer. What's the big drive? So this is pushing it with a S drive 1. Brit lead. Let's see what that sounds like. And wear headphones or listen to it through good speakers because there's some cool stereo effect. Cool effects. All right, that's the Jerry Cantrell. Let's go. The other ones are downloaded just for something different to check out. There's an orange amp as well, an 8030. Let's go, for example, Angel Drive, whatever that means. With an Angel is, I wonder if there's an Angle, I guess, Angle 4x12 with V60s. Fat Drive. I think all these sound really good. So this one uses it tells you channel 2 gain on 8 with a wild OD, so I guess an MXR wild overdrive, or maybe did he do a Boss one too? One or the other. Going into a 5153 4x12 quad box with G12 EVH speakers and mic with a Royal 121. Sounds really cool to me. I think that sounds great. And then you go into here, for example, where are we? Into the orange ones. And again, there's tons of presets, right? Oh, not presets, but these are the actual, so they're not presets, they're the profiles. And then they make presets with the profiles. So here again, if you want a cleaner, so I'm just inserting a cleaner profile into that preset now. More high gain. So that sounds pretty cool too. That's the orange. Maybe let's do one more. Make it stereo. Let's see what that does. Okay, so there's 2 relatively clean amps. Okay, cool. So one's got a Boogie 4x12 with vintage 30s. The other one's an orange 4x12 with G12H speakers. And then this is your mixer. You've got quite a lot of options of what you can do with this as well. You've got one pan pretty much all to the right and one pan all to the left. You can add effects to it and do whatever you want to it. And I mean, you don't have to have 2 orange amps. You can, for example, make this one of the Jerry Cantrell ones. Let's go an orangey one that's not super high gain. Let's go one of that one. So now you have the orange on the right, so that's your right, the orange on your right, and the Jerry Cantrell on your left. You can even delay one, so one's a bit later than the other. which I think is really cool, right? Okay, so that was the quick look at the Orange as well. The other one I downloaded, which is really good, and there's heaps more. I haven't downloaded, there's tons more. I haven't downloaded all the other ones yet, but I just downloaded them because they sounded interesting to me. It's the Bogner XTC. Let's check out some of the presets on that because that sounded really good to Boogie lead. I think these sound really cool. What about, I don't know, a couple Bogner riff, whatever that means. I think that sounds killer. And then, I mean, these pickups are slightly lower upper pickups, they're kind of PAF style pickups. But if I pull on that thing, it actually turns these into like JB style, like slightly more kind of pickups, which sounds like this. And then you can, of course, again, do the old whack the tube screamer in front of it, turn the drive down, turn the level all the way up to tighten it I think it sounds really, really cool. So all you got to do is, to try them out is you get this, right, TH-U. You click on Try Rigs. And it takes a little, a couple of seconds. And then these are all the ones you can try out, basically, right? So there's a whole bunch of them. Let's quickly grab one. What should I, while I'm in drop D, let's get some interesting sounding. Gas Herbie. I think that's a Dietzel Herbert. Let's just try that one out. So you click on that. Congratulations, it's now there. So now if you click on this, you now have the Gas Herbie here. That's how easy it is. You click on that and there it is. Gas Herbie. And then again, you can go through the millions of presets. And so on, and so on, and so on. So that was a quick look. Sorry, it's spring here in Australia, or spring starting in Australia, and I'm in Allergyville, so I'm sorry. That was a quick look at the rig player. I think I'm going to probably do some more videos with it, or if there's any particular rigs on there that you want me to have a look at, let me know and I'll check them out. I think it's really good. It feels great. It sounds great. You can adjust the sound quite a bit, you know, with the definition. You can, if you want it to be more chugga chugga, you can make it tighter. There's a lot to it. And I think it sounds really, really good. Plus, you can then use all their effects. And I mean, the interface, it couldn't be easier to use. So that's just my personal opinion on it. So I should also mention, I should have really mentioned it at the start, but this was provided to me by Overloud. They didn't give me any of the rigs. I just did demo versions. I downloaded the ones that I thought sounded interesting. They didn't ask me to do any of that stuff. But yeah, they gave me a full version of it, just so you know. Yeah, and that's it. So let me know if there's any particular things you want me to do with the rig player in TH-U. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to know when, or you want to get notified when our videos come out. About 90% of all our viewers are not subscribed. So please do subscribe because it does make a difference. It does help out. So thank you so much. Have an awesome day or night or wherever it is you're in the world, and see you next time. Bye.